We're going to start off the post-coffee break with a video from, I always love saying this name, Massimo Piattelli-Palmarini, who is, of course, a co-author with Jerry and an avid sailor. Jerry and Massimo and I often sail together, and we have a wonderful time. So, are you ready to roll it?
Hello everyone. I'm sorry, due to hip replacement surgery, I have to miss this lovely event. It's good to be given an opportunity to record some memories, some fond memories of Jerry. I'll tell you about one episode, sailing episode, and a couple of academic episodes. The sailing episode is the following. Some years ago, with Randy Gallistel and Michael Lipton, Jerry and myself went sailing along the coast of Massachusetts. And Jerry said on the first day, let's enjoy sailing, let's not discuss philosophy, let's not discuss cognition. It only lasted one day, the first day, because then on the next day he was the first to start a very intense conversation about philosophy and cognitive science that lasted the other days, and it added to the joy of sailing. Now, the academic episodes I want to tell you about concern our ill-fated book on Darwin, what Darwin got wrong. It was, badly reviewed, even by our good friends, with one exception. The exception is Richard Lewontin in the New York Review of Books. He wrote a positive review. And I am told that his colleagues, the evolutionist colleagues, take that as proof of his senility. The episode that Jerry told me is the following. He gave a talk in England somewhere, I think it was Oxford, about our book, our ideas in that book. And at the end of his talk, an older gentleman raised his hand and said, you should not be saying those things. Really, you should not be saying those things. Jerry retorted, even if they are true, and the guy said, especially if they are true. I think this episode really captures a lot of why that book is considered so toxic. Proof of its toxicity is the following. Couple of years later, Bob Berwick and Noam Chomsky published a book called Why Only Us, dealing with language evolution. They also criticize the standard Darwinian adaptationist approach to the evolution of language. Our book is not mentioned in the book, is not even in the list of the rich bibliography that they have. But I think what we say in that book is true. We also say in that book, rightly, that standard, routine discoveries of mechanisms in evolution that have nothing to do with natural selection will progressively continue dismantling the theory of natural selection. This has happened, is happening, and when I last saw Jerry, unbeknownst to me, sadly, it was only 3 days before he died, I told him plenty of things, including this. Hard to see whether he was understanding what I was saying. I think he was. He had a couple of reactions, hard to understand a couple of reactions. Now, we asked Noam Chomsky to write a blurb for the back cover of the book, and Chomsky accepted, sent us his blurb. Jerry didn't like it. He said, let's not use it. I convinced him, yes, look, a somewhat positive review, blurb by Chomsky is important. And so it was published. You can see it here. It is this, one sentence by Chomsky. I have just received the Polish translation of our book, which I think you can see here, the Polish translation. I hope it will be received in Poland better than it was in the US and in Italy. Let me conclude with an anecdote concerning Chomsky and Jerry. One morning over breakfast, Jerry told me the following about Noam's minimalist program. Jerry said, we are used to see no one pulling a rabbit out of a hat. But now he pulls the rabbit out of the hat. Then the rabbit disappears and the hat disappears. And that's a bit too much. Very elegant, but I doubt that it is also true. When I reported this to Chomsky, he said that's typical Jerry. In fact, it was typical Jerry. But I know that no one misses Jerry very much. We all miss Jerry very much. I certainly miss him very much. Greetings to you all from Tucson, Arizona. Enjoy the workshop.